All right, now that was cool. Is this even on? All right, yeah, it's on. I just want to say, even though the body surfing was pretty cool, let's not do that. We don't want, in all seriousness, we don't want anybody getting hurt or injured, because I know if I got injured, my mom would be pretty upset. So we don't want any upset moms. Clear? All right, so can we please have Patrick McGee from Braxton, I believe. And please also have JJ Mahan from Kawana for the pledge. JJ.
Everyone, please. Thank you, Lord, for this day. Please bless us and keep us safe. Guide us in our everyday lives, Lord. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity we all have to be leaders and to learn about the government. Just please be with us as the selection and help us all learn as much as we possibly can. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Hold on. All right, gentlemen. It's my pleasure to introduce to you the person who's going to take care of you the rest of the night. It's the educational coordinator here at Mountaineer Boys State. Please put your hands together for Mr. Chris Sharps.
First off, I have to thank you. This room, full of young men who so timidly pledged allegiance to this flag on Sunday night, you rocked it. During the Star-Spangled Banner, I didn't see a single mouth closed. For us who come back year after year and hear that, this room full of young men excited about the prospect of your country, our country, is very exciting. Thank you for that. We're going to lay down a few rules. Who's going to go first this evening? Very good. Meanwhile, the Federalists will be respectful, correct? You will not interrupt the proceedings of the Nationalist Convention. Meanwhile, the Nationalist will not interrupt the proceedings of your convention. Reciprocal respect and decorum. Those are the rules. So we will start out with the Nationalist Convention, provide a few minutes for reset, move into the Federalist Convention. We will have the debate. The debate will be comprised of a 2-minute speech, followed by a 1-minute rebuttal, followed by a 30-second rebuttal. There will be 3 questions asked of each candidate, and each question will follow that same format. Approximately 20 minutes. It's quick. Please do not interrupt it. Your candidate will be up here in front of this room full of guys with a lot at stake tonight. They've worked hard. They've worked hard to be elected. They've worked hard to put together a campaign. And you have worked together to make sure that happens. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome to the podium our chairman, of the Nationalist Party.
Thank you, sir.
And your time begins now.
Good afternoon, gentlemen, future leaders of West Virginia. My name is Arka Gupta, and I am the chairman of the Nationalist Party. You know, I don't know really how to begin, so I'm going to ask my friend Justin to help. I believe.
I believe that.
I believe that.
I believe that we.
I believe that we
I believe that we will.
will.
I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. Thank you, Justin, for such an energetic opening. All right. First, for Nationalists, I'm going to introduce our keynote speaker, an esteemed gentleman, respected by almost everybody here. So, gentlemen, please put your hands together for our keynote speaker, Landon Lanza.
Alrighty, everybody. First, I would like to start out with a big old thank you for that chant. It's really nice. Makes you feel nice and warm inside. All right. Now these guys over here, I've never seen anybody to approve this. I don't even know what it would take, because I would honestly want to jump off a bridge, because it was just so much stress in the room. But we did it. We pulled together and we did this. Okay, and I'm going to read off the points to you. All right, our first point with social issues is that welfare recipients will be fairly assessed before receiving money, which means, of course, we're not going to give welfare to people who are just abusing the system, accurate, et cetera, et cetera. Isn't that correct? Yeah! That's right. All right, next, it links to the social issues is infrastructure. The welfare program will be tied into infrastructure to make new jobs available for welfare recipients. So we can make sure that all people on welfare have jobs and helping the community so we can provide for them as well. Isn't that right? Yeah! And then energy, which all of us have right now. All right, energy. We are going to favor fracking companies. And if you didn't know what fracking was, it's when you drill for natural gas. Just letting you know. And then assist in the development of fracking to expand it to have apply more. Sorry, I saw you laughing. You just completely Sorry, I'm already losing my voice. Jeez. Whew. All right. The assist in fracking, developing fracking, which is all across the nation. We have a suitable resource for all fracking, so we could sustain this state for very long. And then we will also invest in future hydrogen-based energy sources. That's kind of awesome. I mean, can you imagine that? Right? Right? Just brought on by us. Isn't that great? Science. Yeah. Science. All right. Next, public safety. All you hunters out there are going to love this. No firearm regulations, but thorough background checks upon purchase. You know, felons are bad people. We don't give those guns. No. Isn't that right? We don't give those guns to people, right? No. We make sure that they earn those guns. We make sure that they appreciate it. We make sure they're not going to abuse it either. That would kind of stink. All right, guys, the final point is going to be education. It's going to be general food improvement. General school improvement, which is food and technology. So, really, who hasn't complained about a school lunch before? Raise your hand if you haven't complained. All right, there are two types of people in this room. There are people who have complained and they're liars. Raise your hand if you're one of those. Huh? One, right there. All right, and also a standardized testing reform. Right? That's right. Now, which one of us has not complained about standardized testing? On a student-to-student level, who has not complained? What did I say about liars in this room? I'm just messing with you guys. I'm just messing with you. But the standardized testing reform is going to be based on the teacher. Because every teacher is different. You can't go to Boone County and have the same teacher in Jefferson County. Isn't that right, Drew? Yeah. Right? Yeah. Was that? Yeah. Is that a C? C, senor? Thank you. Bilingual, everybody. We are bilingual. That's how far we have come. That's right. That's right. Maybe even trilingual. Who could say it in French? Oui. Thank you. All right. Now, I can guarantee you everybody in this room has worked hard. But these men over here, I've seen it. I've been up there and I have timed them. And in 30 seconds, you don't know what these men can do. They can change. Oh, you perverts! You see that? Are we going to have perverts? Really? Really? Are you serious? Oh. Well, now I'm thinking about it. I don't even want to talk anymore. Thanks. But I'm going to talk anyway. All right. Maturity level is all the way up here. Down here, over here. What was I saying? Can someone tell me what I was saying? Justin, what was I saying? That's right, we're working hard. And 30 seconds and while talking, to be utterly specific, these people have changed my on a whole bunch of things. I came in here believing that gun regulations were the best thing to do, but then I started thinking about it. Of course not. Who doesn't like to go out and just hunt? Who doesn't like to go out in their backyard and just shoot a tin can? Blow off some steam. But you would not put that into the hands of a felon. Because they didn't earn that, did they? All right? Before I lose my voice anymore, I'm going to say thank you for your time. I'm going to readdress, where is he? There he is. I'm going to readdress Arka Gupta up here. Thank you very much for your time. And because, hold on. Because everyone here, I might disappoint Travis because he said I look like I looked too white while I did this. Isn't that right, Travis? Right? All right. One final time so I don't have to do it anymore. Are you ready for it, guys?
Man, if only I could whip like Landon over here. All right. So, first candidate of the Nationalist Party is the candidate for Attorney General. The individual is very and has earned the respect of everybody in the Nationalist Party. So, it is my pleasure to introduce the Nationalist Attorney General candidate, Ballin Colin Harvard. Ballin. Ballin.
I wrote a speech. What is up, guys? Yeah, Nationalists, let me hear it. I'm Colin Ballin Harvath. That's what it is on the ballot. I don't actually play basketball. I was going to get cut, but that's no point. I'm Ballin Colin Harvath. I want to be your Attorney General, obviously. I want to lead you, be the best legal representative I can be, and that's what I want to do. So when you're at the polls tonight, Colin, vote for Colin.
That's Ballin Colin for Attorney General. Ball hard. The next Nationalist candidate will be the Commissioner of Agriculture. We have Big Country Travis Rawson.
Lights on. Lights on, please. How's it going? Yeah. First off, I'd like to thank the Nationalist Party for electing me Okay, I'm wanting to run for the Commissioner of Agriculture because I have a deep history in agriculture and everything about it. My family has been living on a farm for about 4 generations. I'm an active member of FFA for about 4 years now, since 8th grade, and been in 4-H since I was about 8 years old. And I live on a farm, have about 30 head of cattle, so I know how to raise them right, butcher them. Everyone likes hamburgers, right? Steaks, ribs, right? Okay, a couple of things I'd like to do if you elect me is last week I was in Morgantown for the West Virginia State CDE, the career events for FFA, and I was told that in the next 5 decades, we will need 50% more food and 75% more clean water to supply for the whole world. And if you're for the Commissioner of Agriculture, I will dedicate more funds, more resources to research for better and more efficient food production so we can meet those needs and end hunger worldwide. And also, I would like to find more ways to conserve water, but not constrict your water rights too, but just have more efficient water treatment facilities and other things like that. And I'd also like to support local farmers too, so they can raise food for local schools, have fresh food instead of the freeze-dried packaged food that tastes like cardboard, and other stuff like that. So yeah, and I'll have I'm gonna quote Napoleon Dynamite here, Pedro. I don't have much to say, but if you vote for me, all of your wildest dreams will come true. Thank you.
Again, that was Big Country Commissioner of Agriculture. Next candidate on a Nationalist Party ticket is Treasurer. If I was to describe this individual, quote, he is in love with the money and he's never letting go. Please welcome Mr. Rogers, Spencer Rogers for Treasurer.
All right, before we get started, I'd like to give a round of applause to our great band who got together on such short notice and does such a great job. First of all, I would like to thank all the people that voted for me and helped get me to where I am right now. I hope to keep all of your support through the general election. Treasurer can be a tough position, but I know I can handle it. I will save all our Boy State money the best of anybody. Because as a Rogers, I can do the discount double anybody, just like Aaron. But in all seriousness, greatness is difficult to achieve, and the easiest way to do it is by doing all the small things in great ways. I give you all my word that I will do every part of my job in a great way and the best of my ability. No matter what part, we're all friends in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Vote for Mr. Rogers. Thank you.
Moving along here, next up on the Nationalist Party ticket, we have Auditor. So please welcome Phil of the Future, Philip Schwartz.
All right, guys, it's going to get real second. As you know, I am Philip Schwartz. I am Phil of the Future, coming to you from the future to tell you it's chaos. Boy State is chaos in the next 3 days after today. And I can tell you right now that as Phil of the Future, if you elect me, I will help end that chaos, and I know exactly how to do it. For those of you who don't know anything about me, I'm one of the captains of Wheeling Park High School's 36 consecutive year state championship speech and debate team. I'm president of the International Thespian Society at my high school, and I received the highest score on the bar exam at Boys State, which I believe shows my dedication to Boys State and how serious I am for running for this position. I hope that you take that into consideration when you vote for me. So just remember, Phil of the Future for State Auditor. Thank you.
All right. Next, on the National for Secretary of State, we have the foreigner, Andy Orlaya.
Hello, my fellow Boy States colleagues. My name is Andy Rolana, aka the Foreigner. I'm honored to be standing before you guys, to be given the opportunity to run for Secretary of State. I thank you all for voting for me to get me elected for this position for the Nationalist Party, and I'll tell you why, what it takes to become why I'm actually qualified to actually run for Secretary of State. Last summer, I was given the opportunity to represent the United States of America, to go to China, and to actually study their foreign policies there. And me and 14 other colleagues, so 15 in total, we studied foreign policies of China. We achieved other types of relationships, such as increased foreign trade, such as agriculture and seafood. Also, I'm also trilingual in Chinese, English, and Spanish. I also know that I'm the right candidate for this position because I was the opportunity to represent West Virginia at two, last one being the Stockholm Junior Water Prize, and this one being the National Science and Humanities Symposium for the United States Army, for the science curriculum for environmental science. Also, with all these activities, I'll tell you, it's easy for someone to say that I do, but I don't say I do. I say I will achieve. I will, because I have the example of what I achieved before me. So I want to be the connection between our two parties. Let me help you guys be the connection so we can work together to become the best boy state possible. 2015. Thank you. Vote for Annie the Foreigner.
All right, if I can have your attention. Last up, on the Nationalist Party ticket, we have fried rice. Fred Rice. Fried rice, fried rice.
Before I give my speech today, Federalist, Nationalist, my party, call myself. It's not occasion to say that Carlos goes to Boy State, not went to Boy State. But anyways, Nationalist, before I give my speech, Nationalist, give yourself a round of applause. I want to say thank you for electing me for governor candidate. Thank you. Now, I don't care what party you're in. Federalist, give yourself a hand. Because number one, it does not matter what party you're in. We are Boy State class of 2015. We have accomplished so much in our lives to get where we are today. Carlos, I want to say congratulations. I'm the governor candidate for your side. But, however, it's my time to talk. First off, I want to say that my party, we want to try to improve all of the school's educational systems. How we talked Pointer, Landon, giving respect, everyone from Braxton to you too. We want to try to improve all our educational systems by old buildings. Let's be honest, everyone has old constructional buildings in all their counties. I know McDowell's not the only one. This is real. We're being real here. But, however, if we were able to reconstruct those into student facilities, into energy capacities, we will be able to not only in more educational, more knowledge, more occupation for the youth, the future of West Virginia. Not only that, we will be able to bring West Virginia up from the ashes. We were all in the West Virginia time today. We saw the murals. We know what we've been through. It's time we improve the state of West Virginia. When we do this, standardized testing, for example, how about we study the ACT while we're in school? Some of us take when we're in senior years, we barely see the ACT prep. It's better to do it in school than some standardized test. Because, I mean, they're all in the same format. It's easier that way. Pick up no questions. It's better for the schools and for test scores. So we can go from the 49th to number 1 in the United States of America. I'm Fred Rice, fried rice from the Nationalist Party. Thank you. You don't have to be red to vote for Fred. Thank you very much.
All right. That wraps up the candidates on the Nationalist Party. But I'd like to give one note. You know, I met these guys about 2 days ago, and they have really inspired me. And no, it's not a red tag or Nationalist right next to their name, but it's because of their passion and the way they talk, with the confidence they present themselves with. It really has inspired me, even myself, become a true leader, and I hope it inspires you all, regardless if you're Nationalist or Federalist. So with that, can I have Justin end me out on this Nationalist Party convention? Yep. Thank you.
Thank you, Nationalists. And thank you, Federalists, for maintaining respect. Can I now have the party chairman of the Federalist Party? A quick reminder, once again, please maintain respect as they maintain respect for you. Your time begins now.
Good evening, Boy State. I hope your day's been going just as great as mine has, at least. I know what you're wondering. Who are the Federalists? Well, I'll tell you who. We're men with passion. We're men with dedication. We are men with endless potential. If there's one thing I've learned so far, and the maximum occupancy in this room is 462, but the potential is endless. Not just for the Federalists, not just for the Nationalists, but for both. And for that, I'd like you all to give yourselves a hand of applause. If there's one thing, and even from being chairman, truthfully, is that dedication and just overall morale can be between failure and success. I've been in one of the highest morale groups I've ever had the pleasure of working with. So for that, guys, I want you guys to give yourselves a hoopla. Hoopla! But enough about us. Let's get to the actual contestants. What? Close enough. Let's start. It's a competition. All right. First person I'd like to bring up is Michael McKellen for Secretary of State.
Well, first off, I would like to point out it's Milliken. It's Milliken. Good evening, Boy State. I'm Michael Milliken, also known as the Fro. Life is brighter focused on what truly matters. In this case, the future of our state, beautiful West Virginia. As Secretary of State, I want to help further our beloved state. As part of the Federalist Party's platform, we have decided the support. I want to do everything that I can to see that our roads. A couple weeks ago, before I came here, my home county, Preston, had gone into a car accident because of the roads. He hit a patch of potholes that managed to make the car swerve. Luckily, he is okay. Here's something that isn't an accident: success. Success is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, teamwork. After today, there will be no blues, there will be no reds, only Boy State. I am Michael Milliken, the Fro. Thank you.
I know I speak I know I speak for the entire group when that speech deserves a hoopla. Now I'd like to bring up our auditor now, Josh Campbell.
Good evening, my fellow citizens. My name is Joshua Campbell, Soup, and I would love to be your auditor. I would like to thank my counselors for pushing me for office, and particularly Cook. He is not here tonight as he is being deployed to Afghanistan. My favorite word is resilience. It's not how many times you fall down, it's how many times you get up. This is one of the last piece of knowledge he shared with us. So I ask you, Boy State, for the one thing our beloved soldier fights for, your vote. The vote that represents your freedom. This is not a light matter. As your auditor, you need someone that you can depend on to take care of your taxes, someone you can trust. If I win, I will work along with you, making important decisions with hard money. This is a responsibility I would love to have and be able to earn and trust of you. As I look out into the crowd, I do not see red. I do not see blue. But I see one Boy State under God. I see the future. I see success for the great state of West Virginia. I stand up here asking for the privilege to be your leader. A leader is someone to sacrifice. Someone who is willing to step down. From their pride and what is right for their people. We can bring forward Boy State into a new era. Together, as I said, we can bring Boy State into a new era. People want to say a Boy State in opposed to the Boy State citizens are. The difference is unity. And divided we fall. We can have unity with me as auditor. Joshua Campbell Suit for auditor. Good.
Talk about a speech that was good, am I right? You stole my joke. All right, next up, I'd like to bring up our treasurer, Riley Keaton.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I want to start off tonight. Go ahead. I really think we have something to be proud of here. Is there anything special about Jackson's Mill? Not really. I mean, there are a bunch of buildings. Is there anything special about the seats we're sitting in? Not really. They're chairs. What makes this place special, what makes this place different, is us. It's where we are. There are so many lapel mics. This is supposed to be intense. Hold on, give me a minute. What makes this place special is our state, West Virginia, has a long history, and it's a history that we should be proud of. Not many people know this, but West Virginia is home to the first anti-lynching law passed in the 1800s. We were at the forefront of fighting for workers' rights. We have something to be proud of. We're known as hard workers. We're known as people of faith. We're known as people who tried. But what I'm really afraid of is that the state that we're proud of isn't the state that we live in today. That we've allowed too many things to get of what makes us special. that we have a shrinking workforce, we have rising prices, we have people leaving the state. We're one of the only states in the country that actually has population declines every year. That we have more people going than coming, and that's not the West Virginia everybody in mind. That's not the West Virginia we came here to represent. So what West Virginia are we? We're looking for a West Virginia that is moving forward. We're looking for a West Virginia that's making progress. And when I was on the platform committee for the Federalist, that's all I heard was progress. When I heard, better schools. That's not a partisan issue. Who wants better roads? Is that a partisan issue? No. Who wants better roads? Who wants better roads? Who wants work? Yeah. See, that's the West Virginia that we're proud of. That's the West Virginia that we think about. And that's the West Virginia I want to help build. That's the West Virginia that I want to help put back in place. So I'd appreciate a vote for treasurer. Let's get things moving again. Thank you.
A state to be proud of, a speech to be proud of. All right, I'd also now our running Attorney General, Alex Stanley.
Thank you, guys. Okay. I would like to start off by saying thank everyone for this opportunity, and this is really something to truly be proud of for both parties. If elected general, it is my responsibility to uphold the law and the Constitution. I will be chief legal advisor, and I will make my responsibility to uphold the beautiful features of the state for corporations. West Virginia is constantly devastated by pollution of water resources. Major corporations such as West Virginia American Water, that happened to leak 7,500 gallons of chemicals into the Elk River near the Kanawha counties and surrounding counties also. It harms West Virginia as a whole, and in order for there to be a future for this beautiful state, we must take action now. The citizens of Virginia are also some of the hardest working people in the nation, and it would be my honor to uphold justice for the state and its people. That being said, I will make it my interest to represent this state as best as I can and speak the truth in the courts. Remember to stand up for Stan the Man, and I will stand up for justice in this state. Vote Alex Stanley for Attorney General. Thank you.
All right. Before I unveil our Commissioner of Agriculture's name, first things first, I would like you to stand. Just the Commissioner of Agriculture. The rest of you guys are fine. Before I came to Boise State, honestly, I have never even heard of Commissioner of Agriculture. But after I looked into it, I discovered it actually is a really important job. And I believe he is the man. Walter! 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 Walter!
Good evening, everyone. I am Old Dirt Samuel Urban, and I'm here in front of you to ask for your vote for Commissioner of Agriculture. I want you to let me do the dirty work in agriculture. Who here is related to a farmer or a former farmer? Just about everyone here should have their hand up. Agriculture is the backbone for West Virginia, and the farmers need a proper and awesome representative to work with them and get things done to better town farmers, so they can provide food for everyone and bring in a proper revenue. I don't know about you guys, but I love food. Appreciate it. Now, the topic on agriculture is not a bipartisan debate. It is a human race debate because everyone needs food. And no matter where you live in West Virginia or what part, as the commissioner, I would push for progress for agriculture. Agriculture, the front page of the paper instead of the back page. I would create tax cuts for the small town farmers. I would create a cash back system for all of the costs of transportation a farmer has. And I would take direct ideas from farmers all over the so together we can further better the agriculture. And why, you ask, I would do all of this? Well, like my mom always said, don't bite the hand that feeds you. So when it comes to the election, as a man who is not afraid to get, but also to stand up and fight for the amazing farmers of West Bygod, Virginia. So vote Old Dirt. So vote Old Dirt as Commissioner of Agriculture. Thank you for your time.
Farming really is a growing industry, isn't it? All right, guys, settle down. All right, now as a recap of and a very true reminder of who we are, I would like to bring up the man who's been helping me since hour one, Isaac.
Gentlemen, I stand before you this evening not as a candidate, but as a messenger of the ideals, the solutions, and that my believes in, and that we believe that you should as well. Although some of you may sit on the other side of the aisle, I ask for your attention and consideration when it comes to this critical moment. Your Federalist Party has spent hours in debate and deliberation to develop our platform, our state. We've had our fair share of hype and excitement. We've had our fair share of debate and deliberation. Fair share of sometimes raucous jokes in the And now, to take this to the next level. As we approach the general elections this evening, all of you must make a choice. Two paths lie before you, and I encourage you to select the one that reflects your values. The Federalist values are those of fairness, economic growth, individual, and a practical government that functions for its citizens. Everything in our platform was added in order to benefit you, citizens of our proud 51st state. We must improve our state and not merely maintain standards, and this is how we'll do it. First, we believe in addressing the issue of legal reform. Nowhere is equality, justice, and fairness more at stake than in our court system. Often our system is backlogged with trials, and limited time for the consideration of cases impairs the ideals of blind justice. The establishment of an intermediate appellate court will ensure fair treatment for all. Our state must not lag behind. We must follow the lead of others and remedy the situation immediately. The next step is that of getting more money flowing into West Virginia. Tax cuts for small businesses will increase entrepreneurship and opportunity through economic growth. Our state could be the birthplace of the next Apple Inc. or Coke or Pepsi, your choice. A larger economy also means more state revenues, and I'm sure that some of you would love a salary increase. Another key part of our focus on bringing business into the state is the matter of accessibility. Many of you have come from rural counties and areas. Aren't you frustrated with poor road infrastructure that prevents and manufacturing from coming into your counties? We are too. We can work through legislative action to provide much-needed funding for the vital arteries of commerce that are state roads. It's time for progress. Time for us to get this forward. When it comes to personal freedoms, no citizen should be denied access to drugs that will improve their quality of life. Our state must blaze on in opening the doors of research into the medical applications of marijuana. The medical use of this relatively safe drug should be permitted. We must not, however, lose focus on the future of the young citizens of our state. Increasing education time for students, as well as considering other schedule changes, can improve productivity and learning. Our students deserve breaks. Our students deserve time to throw their heads back and scream hoopla. Can I hear it right now? Yeah! Finally, our government must be practical and efficient in function. Greater attention must be paid to state social welfare programs reflect the honesty and accountability to the Mountaineer spirit. Suggested solutions include community service and drug testing requirements for welfare. We are open to further discussion on this topic. These are the pillars that we as a party stand for. The people. We are ready to fight, to debate, and to advocate. Ready to listen. Regardless of the color of your name tag, I'm sure that any of the candidates before you, as well as and all of our county-wide legislative candidates, are ready for your ideas. Why do you ask? Because we, as a party, believe in our state and the unity of our program. We believe in the ideal that the words good fellowship each one of us enjoys represent. We believe that there are two parties only in name. We believe that your hearts are just as filled with the desire to do ours. We believe that each one of our candidates that we place before your feet comes with the desire to serve, and we humbly ask that you consider what's best for your state at the ballot box. Now it's time for you to meet the man who represents these ideals and values. This man of tomorrow has heavy leadership experience ranging from captainship of the school soccer team to multiple class presidencies. Gentlemen, please welcome to the podium your 2015 Federalist Gubernatorial candidate, Carlo Perry.
Good evening, gentlemen. Take a second and look around you. We all have these nifty little things on the name tags, and they all have different colors. Some of us are red and some of us are blue, but all of us have this bright yellow t-shirt underneath. All of us. That we're all citizens of Boise State. And as citizens of Boise State, actually, as citizens of this great United States, we have a responsibility to make this place a better place than when we came here and found it. I believe that my party platform will enable us to do that. We will support the repair of rural roads. We will encourage welfare reform. We will encourage tax cuts on small businesses, the of West Virginian economy, of the West Virginian economy. We will encourage education reform as well as legal reform, and of course, the legalization of medical marijuana. Now, with great change, you must have a great leader. When this change occurs, I ask that you make it with me.
that concludes the Federalist Party. But just on an exit note, just to prove that the Federalist Party I will lead us right now. And that concludes this. Guys, stop. Guys, stop. Seriously. We're out of time. Seriously. That's it. Thank you. You've all been great.
We're going to take just a second to get resituated here. I'm going to need you guys to relocate from the front row here, so we can find some empty chairs. Yes. A question. Gonna have a seat. You have 2 minutes to respond if the question is yours. You have 1 minute to make a rebuttal, and you'll have 30 seconds to follow up. We have the lovely Ashley with our timekeeping. We will give you a warning, followed by a 30-second warning, followed by don't say another word, and no. Yes, I said no. Once you're finished, you'll please have a seat. It's a little nerve-wracking to be up here. Took a lot of hard work to get here. So at this time, I would like for you to give both of these gentlemen a round of applause and a hand. It is the tradition at Mountaineer Boys State that the candidate will receive the first question who shares the same party affiliation as last year's governor. The question will go to the Nationalist candidate. I will read the question twice. And at that point, your time will begin as I step aside. So as we get started, our first question to the Nationalist candidate. The Nationalist Party, as well as the Federalist Party platform, both highlight the need for education reform. Which reforms will be part of your policy agenda as the governor of the 7th American Legion Mountaineer Boys State? Once again, the question: what reforms will be on the top of your policy agenda as the governor of the 78th American Legion Mountaineer Boys State?
Okay, so starting off with that question, which is a brilliant one, I feel that our top one would be to change this testing system. The standard is the ACT, something that we'll need to take when we go to colleges. If we change those to where if we can practice the ACT our whole years in high school, we can not only get used to the testing, improve our scores, and be able to have a higher opportunity to go to a higher offering college. I'm sure everyone in here would want to go to college one day. So why take a standardized test that has random questions or questions we haven't gone over in school or things that we don't even know? Well, just take the ACT. That way we all have the same questions, but we're not together and cheating, but how you eat those same questions and try to get able to get used to those. That's one that we try to do. Another one we try to be is the teachers. I'm not saying all teachers are bad. Some teachers are the same, some are different. This is how the way they are taught, how they are teaching. If we were able to bring the state of West Virginia who are not looking for the money, don't care what school they're in, they're there to deliver the knowledge and the education to students that want that, to bring to the world of that. Those more in there, West Virginia would be from 49 to probably the top 10, if not number 1 in the state of the United States. So, thank you.
I also would like to take a stand on replacing standardized testing with the ACT. Most of us took the GSA, I believe it's called, General Summative Assessment Test this year, and it was quite a treat, right? There's really no that it prepares for that the ACT itself couldn't. You could just take the ACT and be better prepared for the ACT. Why wouldn't you do that? Okay? Just opinion.
To follow up what my candidate Carlos said, I agree with him to where we would reform and that as well. Not to mention those, but why not, take that, take more preps. Well, thank you.
Our second question to the Federalist candidate. The Federalist Party platform outlines the need for repair of rural. As governor, what policies will you be dedicated to in assurance that roads are maintained in a manner to the overall improvement of commerce and transportation? Once again, the question. As governor, which policies will you be dedicated to in assurance that roads are maintained in a manner conducive to the overall improvement of commerce and transportation?
First off, it would begin with an audit of the Department of Highways, which, as of currently, $10 million or so is wasted each year, and nobody knows where it's going to in that department. If we were to audit them and force them to engage in more restrictive, reformed manners that would enable better travel on the highways, you would have a safer way of traveling about the state, which would commerce. It would also be attractive to business, as good roads are key for the shipment of goods. There would also need to be a repair of the Quarter H highway, which was in the 80s, I believe, and hasn't been finished to this day. 80,000 jobs were supposed to be created with this highway, and it hasn't been finished. Strip malls, businesses, you name it, would be created with the formation of this highway would connect Washington, D.C. to Charleston, West Virginia. It would be immense. The amount of commerce that could pass through there would supply this state with incalculable goods, services. That's enough, really. It's just the starting point. We got more. I promise.
I want to agree when it comes to the of new, but not just the roads. How about the buildings? The roads, when we get those, like you said, from the Department of Highways, yes, let's improve roads with the potholes, but not only just those with potholes. The roads that look fine, but they're old. Let's improve those. And let's get rid of those and make them in something new. Let's make this a place where everyone will be able to participate and love the state of West Virginia. Tourists, and as well as those as more businesses, so we can get more occupations for the state of West Virginia and bring Washington, D.C., Washington, all states looking at West Virginia and seeing how far we've changed and how greater we've become over the years. Thank you.
Say that at any given time, there are probably more on the roads than are in buildings. And as well, fixing roads doesn't have anything to do with fixing buildings.
Our next question is for the Nationalist candidate. On the social issues plank of the Nationalist platform, the need for reform is outlined in regard to the payment of government assistance. What warrants the assessment of those applying for assistance, and what policies will you support as governor in that assessment? Once again, the question: what warrants the assessment of those applying for assistance, and what policies will you support as governor for those assessments?
Well, for starters, for those who need them, I would say those counties that suffer from poverty the most. Those are the counties that they don't do any of that stuff anymore. They stay in buildings, they stay home all the time, they just watch TV, they don't get active. The policies I want to push in that is those who don't need that much welfare, support your other countries. Build us all together as one big state. There are 55 counties, but there's only one West Virginia. So take those checks to help one another, help your neighbors, help your counties, help this state. Those that need it the most for poverty, they're not the only ones that are suffering from this. Those who also, they suffer a little bit too. So those that need the money the most will be the ones who will help you the most in the state of West Virginia. Those who don't need much only need a little bit and others to help them to also educate and help us. Thank you.
I believe that welfare should not be about the logistics of receiving things, but rather about the logistics of earning things. We need, as a people, to supply those who are struggling among us with the reach back up. Okay? Providing ourselves with more and more and more and more and more safety nets without really giving people the ability to catch back up is not solving the problem. A Band-Aid over a hose that keeps spraying water. It's not doing anything, okay? That's all I got to say.
Okay. I can agree with that. To where, yes, just don't give the money to people. Make them earn it. Make them work for it. Encourage them that if you work for us, you would be able to receive that kind of welfare, that policy. You're not going to just get the money and do whatever you want for it willy-nilly, buy as much stuff as you want. No, that money is what you earned from all the hard work you've done. Thank you.
The next question is for a Federalist candidate. Several of your party's platform planks require increased spending of state revenue. The Federalist Party supports tax cuts for small businesses. How do you plan to increase state spending while cutting taxes on business, thus reducing annual revenue? The question once again. How do you plan to increase state spending while cutting businesses and reducing annual revenue?
The answer to this question is simple. If the money isn't coming from small businesses, then it's probably going to be coming from larger businesses. Corporations, coal corporations, as much as they help us, they a lot of excess money, and they can afford to give some of it away. It's true. The spending that the state would engage in would give back the state itself. Every reform that my platforms support gives back to the state itself. They wouldn't be there if they didn't. Spending from these coal companies of their extra money, if you will, would only cause a slight up for a short amount of time. And then once the reforms started kicking in, people started looking up, jobs started increasing, people started becoming happier, the coal companies would shut up, the larger corporations would shut up, everybody would be happy. It's a perfect plan. It works.
First off, I want to agree with that statement that yes, the larger companies make the more money, and the tax cut would actually be beneficial for smaller companies. But there will be an uproar. Yes, that is true. Economics, all those will rise. The state, West Virginia, would be better. But the thing would be is most of the higher businesses would feel like that they make more money, but they'd feel that all their hard work is done going to waste. But yes, temporary, giving that all the money to the state would benefit all of us. So I would have to agree that, yeah, coal companies, all the higher ones, they would keep quiet. They would keep working to help our state become one. So I'd have to agree with them. Thank you.
The uproar that would be caused in the larger corporations would be answered in one of two ways. A, the corporations stay, pay the money, or B, the corporations move, and they make way for the smaller businesses that are receiving one of our other platforms. Either way, it's a win-win for the state.
Our next question is for the Nationalist candidate. The Federalist Party platform supports the legalization of marijuana for medicinal use. What impacts could this legislation have across Mountaineer Boys State? Once again, the question. impacts could this legislation have across Mountaineer Boys State?
First off, I want to say that if you legalize marijuana for medical, that's okay. Give that 5 years down the road. If that goes into schools, schools would go from being where we were to right back. Now, if that comes to where we all have accomplished something, if that gets into Mountaineer Boys State, that would slowly drop everyone's interest in this program. For schools growing up to become juniors, that would decrease the whole morale of Mountaineer Boys State. And for me, if this is, I would support it. Only doctors with doctor's degrees would be the ones authority to use it. But if it's for anyone else, first have a doctor's degree with the right education to know how you're using it, use it for your patients. If you are here with marijuana in your system, that would literally be a disaster. That would be chaos. That would be devastation for not the Nationalist, not the Boys State itself. That would be an embarrassment for West Virginia State as a whole. Medical, yes. Personal uses, no. But marijuana is a major no. Thank you.
Just to clarify, medical usage of marijuana is personal usage of marijuana because the people need it and they use it alone. It's issued by their doctors, highly qualified doctors usually. And the people of Boys State, the people who run this, may so choose to reject anyone who comes in with marijuana in their system. But if they came with marijuana in their system and it was for or because of the medical marijuana legislation that was passed, it wasn't illegal, and they needed it.
I respect that, and I'd have to agree that yes, even though it would be legal, and yes, we would probably, those who would need it, that is true for the doctors with the highest degrees to give those to their patients, even from those coming into here in the Boys State regions. That would be true, but however, if you were able to use this for medicinal uses, for Boys State wise, I would agree with him. Use that for your medicine. That's what it's for. Thank you.
Our final question for this evening, for the Federalist candidate. The Nationalist Party supports policy change that eases regulation in the development of hydraulic fracturing for the extraction of natural gas. Given the current concerns about the role of production and the extraction of natural resources, Governor, how will you reform energy policy? Once again, the question. Given the current concerns about the role of energy production, extraction of natural resources, as governor, how will you reform energy policy?
Natural gas is a wonderful thing. It really is. It employs a lot of people around the state. It's a little bit usable in many ways, but it's actually failing right now. Oil prices are being driven down in an effort to kick natural gas out of competition. It would be unwise to continue the spread of natural gas drilling in West Virginia for the moment being until stability arose with oil companies. We're not trying to kick coal off a cliff here, okay? It's run our state this far. Why can't it run us a few more years? All right? Green energy, no problem. But natural gas, I think maybe it's time to hold off for a little bit. Thank you.
Now, this will be something I have to strongly disagree in. Because Cole has gotten us this far, like he said, and it's gotten us this, why stop it now? That's how I feel. But not only that, yes, noble gas might be a slight problem, but if we have gotten this with coal, if we use other energy processes to build up that would in turn help us instead of cause damage to us. Sticking with coal would be a better thing than to get rid of it, because that would put a lot of jobs, something that West Virginia doesn't need. Thank you.
I agree with my opponent. Natural probably on its way out. Sorry. Not right now, but eventually, if oil prices keep dropping, it will.
Gentlemen? Thank you. We will now have 1 minute from each candidate to summarize their stance on their party platform and to differentiate themselves and where they stand in regard to their opponent's platform. We'll have 1 minute, and the 1 minute will start with the Nationalist Party.
Before I give my summarization, again, I want to say, Carlos, this is how it is. Whether you win or you lose, you gain knowledge as you go. To summarize my party's singing this, for education, we want to build up the schools, get the test scores up, make us in the top 10 or number 1. If for marijuana uses, if you have to use it for, use it. If you don't do it. For energy, we use, if it goes up, keep it like that. If we use any other, let's use that, but let's not get rid of it, because we are West Virginia. That's what we use. Thank you.
I would also like to thank Fred over doing such a great job tonight. Yeah. Also, in summary of my platforms, we're roads. They're garbage. Sorry, it's a fact. Welfare reform. We're helping people help themselves. Simple as that. Tax reform. Tax cuts to small businesses, increases growth in small towns. West Virginia is full of small towns. Education, we also want to see us become number 1. We're very interested in education and replacing standardized testing with ACT. Legal reform, appellate courts, interested in that. And for the first time ever, we're willing to propose the legalization of medical marijuana in the state of West Virginia.
Gentlemen, how about another round of applause for both candidates? Go ahead and have a seat, please. I would like to thank both parties for maintaining respect and allowing the debate to occur between the two candidates. As with yesterday evening, We will go ahead and now dismiss the poll workers and the ballot commissioners to the Greenbrier room for state voting. Okay. And I hope you've seen here what happens when you become invested in the issues that you care about and allow those to take center stage, research them, consider them, and make them part of what you believe and how they reflect your own. This is the exercise of democracy. That's why you're here this week. It's just as easy to get involved when you go back home, to be invested in the issues, to understand what's going on within your own government, and to have that same level of care, energy, and urgency for what happens in our government. If our government doesn't work, it's because we aren't. We're not working to make things happen. We're not working to make our communities better. We're not working to make ourselves better. So as you go throughout the rest of the government that you are about to elect, do not lose that energy. Maintain. Understand what's going on in your cottage, in your county. Norms that your party ran on and will continue to push progressively through legislation. One of these gentlemen's desks for signing into law. That's how it happens. Someone cares. They invest. The power of democracy. Okay. And now over to the band. We're not dismissed. We are not dismissed. We're going to hang out for a while until for everyone to vote.